Each step forward is a declaration of power. Each impact is the roar of primal instinct, a warning to the entire wilderness. It surges forward, turning speed into a weapon, rewriting the battlefield in just a few breaths. There are no rules, only force and domination. Who truly rules this wilderness? The opening strike unfolds now. Only the vigilant witness it. In the wilderness, when a hunt ends, the scent quickly drifts through the wind. It is a signal that draws other predators. A pack of gray wolves approaches, their numbers overwhelming. Each weighs only about 100 pounds, yet their power lies in teamwork and unity. Such encounters often turn a meal into a fierce contest. Wolves rarely give up easily. They circle, bare their teeth, and constantly test the bear's patience. Numbers alone create pressure. When the grizzly hesitates, it is forced back, surrendering its prize. In other moments, when the bear's determination rises, it stands firm, its growl echoing with authority. A single swipe is enough to send challengers scattering. The wolves' harassment, meant to break the bear's focus, no longer works. They are left with no choice but to yield to sheer strength. Victory shifts back and forth. It is proof of nature's unforgiving balance, where no species holds absolute dominance. At Yellowstone National Park, clashes between the massive grizzly and the powerful bison are among the most striking encounters. When the bison lowers its horns and charges like a storm, the grizzly is pushed back, forced to slow down, keep its distance, and watch closely. But the bear relies on more than raw strength. Strategy becomes the deciding factor. It waits for the right moment, moving in from behind when the bison turns away. The struggle drives both into the icy river, where the grizzly uses its swimming advantage to unbalance its rival. At last, the bear overcomes the opponent, weighing nearly a ton, pulling it to shore with relentless power. There is no display of triumph, only the ancient cycle of nature continuing. This prize not only feeds the grizzly, but also provides nourishment for scavenger birds, wolves, and even the smallest insects. When summer arrives, glacier-fed rivers overflow with salmon swimming upstream to spawn. This is the season of abundance for grizzlies. Their massive bodies demand enormous amounts of food, and salmon provide the rich fat reserves needed to endure the harsh winter. The bear waits patiently on the rocks, sharp eyes tracking every movement beneath the clear water. When a salmon leaps against the current, one swift strike secures it. Powerful jaws end the struggle, and the catch is consumed almost instantly. The scene is rarely solitary. On the same stretch of river, many bears gather. Competition is present, but most of it is limited to growls, rarely escalating, as the supply of salmon remains plentiful. With this abundance, a grizzly can gain hundreds of pounds in just a few months. The fat stored from salmon becomes the key to survival during the long winter, when hunger grips the wilderness. Yet the salmon run is more than a feast. It is also a classroom for the young. Clumsy paws learn to balance on slippery rocks. First attempts at swiping into rushing water are guided patiently by the mother. Here, the instinct to hunt is passed down, preparing them for the demanding path of independence ahead. In the dense forests of North America, the moose, a giant weighing up to 1,200 pounds, is one of the most challenging prey for the grizzly. Towering in height, armed with massive antlers and remarkable strength, a moose can become a dangerous rival when cornered. A single strike from its front legs can drive the bear back, a clear display of its fierce will to survive. Yet not every moose has the strength to resist to the end. When the chance arises, the grizzly often targets calves or weaker individuals, where size no longer gives the advantage. With surprising speed and powerful force, it seizes the opportunity and secures its target quickly. These rare hunts reveal the boldness and extraordinary power of the grizzly. They prove that this mighty predator relies not only on chance, but also on the strength to challenge even the largest creatures of the forest. When mating season arrives, tension in the world of grizzlies reaches its peak. Adult males, each weighing up to 800 pounds, begin fierce contests over territory. These spaces are not only for feeding, but also for attracting mates. Encounters often start with thunderous roars echoing through the valleys. Bears rise up on their hind legs, displaying their massive size in a show of dominance. When neither side gives way, the standoff turns into a test of power. Heavy swipes, forceful clashes, and impacts that shake the ground. Yet, strength is not their only weapon. Rather than fighting to the end, some withdraw to conserve energy, waiting for another chance. The victors not only prove their might, but also expand their territory and increase their chances of passing on their lineage. In this season, the grizzly emerges not only as a formidable hunter, but as a warrior defending reputation and the right to reproduce. It is a harsh rivalry, where power and dominance decide the survival of the next generation. Across the sun-scorched plains, where every gust carries the scent of life and death, instinct always speaks louder than reason. There is no room for error. A single hesitation can mean the end. the cheetah enters a dance of survival where every movement is strategy and every leap is a moment of destiny. No spotlight, no stage, only speed, strength, and the raw instinct that has shaped life for millions of years. This is not just a hunt, it's a testament to the most intense moments of survival ever captured on film. If the wildebeest is a test of speed, then the zebra is a trial of teamwork and visual deception. A full-grown zebra can weigh over 800 pounds, fast, alert, and capable of delivering kicks that can cause serious injury. To bring one down, the cheetah must accept great risk and execute with absolute precision. That's why it can't rely on long pursuits. Instead, it uses cover from the landscape, moving in until it's less than 100 feet away before launching the strike. The first burst must be decisive, because after about 600 yards, its body temperature rises past 105 degrees Fahrenheit, forcing it to stop. After moments of extreme tension, fortune finally favors this coalition of cheetahs. Built for speed, each hunt remains a gamble for survival. Facing a herd of zebras, the cheetah knows that in nature, speed isn't always strength. It is the art of timing, of reading an opponent, and knowing when to retreat. Because sometimes, unity itself is the strongest camouflage in the wild. The cheetah may be the symbol of speed, but on the unforgiving plains, speed isn't always power. Its greatest threat doesn't come from prey, but from thieves, especially the spotted hyena. An adult cheetah weighs around 125 pounds, while a female hyena can reach 150 pounds, equipped with one of the strongest bites of any predator in Africa. This rivalry is a clash between individual skill and collective strength. The cheetah spends nearly all its energy on the hunt, but protecting the prize is often the harder battle. In many regions, they lose 10 to 20% of their meals to these relentless scavengers. When hyenas spot a cheetah over its catch, they often arrive in groups of 2 or 3. They don't need speed. Their weapons are persistence and pressure. With a slender frame and light bones, the cheetah isn't built for long fights. After an exhausting chase, it knows that a direct confrontation would only end in loss. Under the weight of the pack, the cheetah takes the only path left: retreat. It abandons the meal, not out of fear, but out of survival instinct. A single injury could end its ability to hunt, and in the wild, that means the end of life itself. Better to live and hunt another day than risk everything for one meal today. Across the vast savanna, where the wind carries the scent of dry grass and dust, the cheetah faces not only stronger predators, but also competition from its own kind. Each male requires his own territory to survive, sometimes stretching over hundreds of square miles. There are no fences, only invisible borders drawn by scent, a chemical language that defines the unseen map of the fastest creature on Earth. Males mark their territory by rubbing their bodies and leaving scent trails on trees or tall termite mounds. It's their way of declaring control, a silent warning to others to stay away. When food becomes scarce, or when a female enters her breeding cycle, small confrontations can flare up. But instead of violent clashes, most end quickly, as if both understand that real battles would only drain their strength in an unforgiving world. Under the golden light of the savannah, these territorial duels reflect the delicate order of survival. Each predator knows its limits. Victory doesn't belong to the fastest or strongest, but to the one wise enough to preserve a fragile peace and protect the chance to live another day. In silence, their scent marks continue to trace unseen borders, a quiet dominion maintained not by force, but by understanding. Among the many prey species on the savannah, the impala is the perfect test of adaptability. Weighing around 150 pounds, it can leap over 10 feet high and cover more than 30 feet in a single bound. Impalas move in herds, with vigilant males guarding the edges, making a silent approach nearly impossible. For the cheetah, this isn't just a race of speed, it's a lesson in strategy. Impalas zigzag unpredictably, creating a whirlwind of motion that makes it difficult for the hunter to lock on. Yet within that chaos lies opportunity, a fleeting moment when instinct takes control. The chase rarely lasts more than 30 seconds, a pure contest of reflex and reaction. Any hesitation means failure. Today, the tactic works. One impala breaks formation, and the natural cycle continues. In the wild, victory doesn't belong to the fastest alone, but to those who can read the rhythm of chaos, where speed and intelligence merge into a single instinct for survival. If hyenas are relentless thieves, then lions are the undisputed rulers of the plains, the greatest mortal threat to the cheetah. A fully grown lioness can weigh over 300 pounds, twice the weight of a cheetah, and males far exceed even that. The cheetah's only true strategy is total avoidance. Its sharp eyes act like a living radar, constantly scanning the horizon. When a pride of lions appears nearby, the cheetah retreats immediately, sometimes abandoning a meal, or even her newly born cubs. Studies show that lions are responsible for nearly 90% of cheetah cub losses in many regions. This retreat isn't cowardice, it's the wisdom of survival. Giving up a meal, or even a generation, is still better than losing everything. Yet there are moments when even sharp instincts aren't fast enough to save a life. A single misstep, and the lion's precision strike ends the reign of the fastest hunter on the savannah. A harsh reminder that in the wild, one small mistake can silence even a legend of speed. Within nature's balance, the cheetah doesn't seek dominance. It accepts its role as the master of velocity, thriving not through power, but through intelligence, by choosing to avoid conflict and move gracefully through the open wild. While the cheetah embodies speed and daylight, the leopard represents raw strength and silent mastery of the night. A full-grown leopard can weigh up to 200 pounds, outmatching the cheetah with powerful jaws and an extraordinary ability to climb trees. Their greatest difference lies in how they secure their prey. The leopard is a master strategist, hoisting its catch high into the branches to keep it safe from hyenas and lions, a technique that allows it to feed in peace for days. The cheetah, lacking such strength, must eat quickly where the hunt ends, often losing its prize to stronger rivals. When their territories overlap, the leopard becomes a serious threat, especially to cheetah mothers with cubs. If caught off guard, even an adult cheetah may face a grim outcome. Encounters between the two are rare, but when they happen, the advantage almost always belongs to the leopard. Yet despite its disadvantages, the cheetah endures, holding a unique place in nature's balance. When the sunlight returns and shadows fade, it emerges once more, a symbol of resilience, agility, and the art of adaptation. Across the sun-scorched savanna, the cheetah stands alone, a symbol of pure biological precision. It doesn't rely on brute strength, but survives through perfect physiological balance. The wildebeest, a common target, can weigh up to 600 pounds, 3 times heavier than the cheetah, armed with sharp horns and a powerful kick. That's why the ideal target is often the young or the weakened. When a calf strays from the herd, the cheetah begins to close the gap. The perfect striking distance is within 200 feet, close enough to explode into action, yet just beyond the prey's awareness. A single misstep, and the chase ends in silence. For adult wildebeest, survival depends on coordination within the herd. Their long tails act like rudders, helping them stabilize during sharp turns. Flexible spines and powerful lungs allow each stride to stretch over 25 feet, a seamless blend of power and speed. In these moments, nature feels like a slow-motion film, revealing the grace behind every movement. Today, fortune favors the hunter. With a success rate of barely 50%, the cheetah remains a living testament to the art of adaptation and speed. As the sun scorches the riverbank, the calm waters turn into a boundary of survival. Here, the predator does not chase its prey. It waits for the prey to come to it. With a powerful surge, the ruler of the river reclaims the authority granted by nature. Who would dare to challenge this hidden king of the wild waters? Among the Nile crocodile's preferred prey, zebras are always near the top of the list. They move in large herds, often forced to cross rivers during migration, and those very moments open the perfect chance for predators waiting below. Beneath the muddy surface, dozens of crocodiles form an invisible blockade, each taking a strategic position. They understand the herd's instinct. Once the first zebra steps into the water, the others will follow. And when the first hoof strikes the surface, the river begins to stir. The leading ones do not realize they are paving the way for those behind. Every burst from below becomes a test of survival. Strong currents, thick mud, and unseen jaws waiting in silence turn every step forward into a gamble with fate. A few lucky ones reach the far bank, exhausted but alive. They complete the duty of the pioneers, opening a path for hundreds more to continue the journey. In nature's endless cycle, there are no villains or heroes, only beings quietly fulfilling their part in the dance of survival. Morning light softens the African riverbank. On the surface, drifting lilies, settled mud, and fallen leaves sway gently in the breeze, forming a flawless disguise. Beneath it, a Nile crocodile lies still, almost blending into the muddy water. It has watched for days, memorizing the exact path where the impala herd comes to drink. It does more than wait. It shapes its own trap. With slow, deliberate movements, the crocodile stirs mud and plants around its body, creating a small, harmless-looking pool. It is a perfectly concealed ambush site, where light, silt, and floating weeds merge, hiding the massive figure below. When the impalas approach, the faint sound of hooves on dry mud becomes the signal it has been waiting for. And as one lowers its head, power erupts from beneath the water. Mud bursts upward, plants scatter apart, and the river swiftly returns to silence, as though nothing happened. According to observations in the Serengeti, crocodiles succeed in only about 10 to 15% of such ambushes, a modest rate that reveals patience as the essence of their survival. They hunt not by sight, but by sensing vibrations. Sometimes a tiny ripple in the water is all it takes to trigger the strike. During migration season, thousands of wildebeests surge across the Mara River, wide, muddy, and seemingly calm. But beneath the surface, an ancient force waits in silence. The Nile crocodile does not hunt through speed, but through calculation. Every ripple of the river is remembered. Every step into the water is an opportunity. When a young wildebeest makes a mistake, the water suddenly erupts. with a swift, explosive movement, a strike so precise that time itself seems to pause. The chase ends within seconds, and the river returns to stillness, as if nothing ever happened. There is no luck here, only strategy. With a bite force exceeding 3,000 psi, the crocodile can overpower prey several times its own weight. This is not merely a hunt, but a ritual of survival. Each lost wildebeest becomes a lesson for the herd, while for the crocodile, every strike is a reminder. Nature is not cruel, it is simply faithful to its own laws.
He's waiting.
Crocodiles are among the planet's most ancient creatures, having existed for over 200 million years, with little change. They embody perfect adaptation, powerful, patient, and unnervingly precise. The three most notable species are the Nile crocodile, the saltwater crocodile, and the American crocodile. The Nile crocodile can reach 16 feet in length and weigh around 1,500 pounds, reigning over Africa's rivers. The saltwater crocodile, found across Southeast Asia and northern Australia, holds the title of the largest, stretching beyond 20 feet, weighing up to 2,000 pounds, and delivering a bite force of 3,700 psi, stronger than that of a lion or a great white shark. Meanwhile, the smaller American crocodile, about 13 feet long, plays a vital role in maintaining the ecological balance of swamps and wetlands. All follow one law of survival: conserve energy and wait for the perfect moment. Lying motionless for hours beneath the sun, they observe, endure, and strike only when certain. In the wild, lions stand as symbols of power and dominance on land. But to the Nile crocodile, they are merely careless visitors daring to approach the realm of water. Late in the afternoon, along the Mara River, a group of lion cubs plays near the muddy edge, their small paw prints pressed into the wet ground, unaware of the danger below. When one cub steps closer to splash at the water, the surface suddenly erupts. With a lightning-fast strike, the crocodile lunges upward. The lioness roars in alarm, but it is already too late. Moments later, the river falls silent once again, reminding every creature to respect its boundaries. Lion cubs are fragile and inexperienced, yet field observations show that no adult lion has ever been completely taken down by a crocodile. Even after numerous direct attacks, crocodiles have never managed to overpower a fully grown lion. It is as if lions possess an invisible instinct, a force born not only of muscle, but of an innate will to rule. Even beneath murky water, when the crocodile believes victory is near, that inner strength awakens, turning its assault into futility. Between these two rulers, one of the land, one of the water, there lies a delicate balance. Both understand their limits, and rarely cross the border that defines their dominion. Not only the weak must beware of crocodiles. At times, even the fastest hunter on land, the cheetah, becomes a victim of the river. In the scorching midday heat, a lone cheetah approaches the edge of a pond to drink. After a long chase, it seems to have forgotten the caution that instinct once demanded. And fate is already decided. With a lightning-fast surge, the crocodile strikes before the cheetah can react. Everything happens in an instant. The cold precision of a predator that has existed for over 200 million years. Under the fading afternoon light, the water grows calm once more, as if nothing had ever disturbed its surface. The crocodile returns to its shadows, where patience and instinct merge into one. As the dry season stretches on, massive elephant herds are forced to leave the grasslands in search of water. During that journey, the young, small, and inexperienced face one of their greatest challenges: crossing a river where Nile crocodiles silently wait. Patient and calculating, the crocodile always chooses the narrowest point, where the herd must slow down to keep its balance. Though far smaller in size, even the slightest movement from this predator can unsettle the entire river. The mothers lead the way, forming a natural wall of protection, while the calves stay close behind. But if one young elephant hesitates or drifts too far from the group, danger closes in. Such attacks are rare, yet this time, the ancient hunter prevails. The calf is overpowered and slowly disappears beneath the murky water. Though elephants symbolize wisdom and strength, in the contest between caution and ambush, the crocodile remains the master of timing. As the waves settle, only faint ripples remain, a quiet reminder that in nature, there is no mercy, only the unchanging law of survival. The splash of water breaks the silence. Wind sweeps across the marsh, and a spotted shadow darts through like lightning. Every moment here is a contest of strength, instinct, and flawless precision. Amid dry forests, deep rivers, and steep clay cliffs, every creature must fight for its next breath. The Pantanal shows no mercy, a realm where speed, intelligence, and patience decide who reigns supreme. In this land, a single moment of hesitation means nature will choose another to take your place. In the marshlands of the Pantanal, where mud and water blend into a maze of life, the anaconda stands as a symbol of absolute power. Stretching over 20 feet long and weighing more than 200 pounds, it is the most powerful snake on Earth. Its massive body can constrict and subdue even large creatures such as deer or small crocodiles. When submerged, only its eyes and nostrils rise above the surface, turning it into a ghost of the wetlands, patient, silent, and nearly unbeatable. Yet the jaguar understands the strength of a full-grown anaconda. It chooses its battles wisely, targeting a smaller, more vulnerable snake. With sharp instincts, it knows that in this world, victory is earned not only through strength, but through calculation. The anaconda reacts by instinct, slithering to escape, but the jaguar is faster, cutting the angle and keeping control. In just a few seconds, the balance of power shifts towards the strategist. Not far away, a rare piece of footage once captured a jaguar facing a massive anaconda, twice its own weight. That brief encounter alone was enough to prove the jaguar's extraordinary courage and dominance in this wild domain. Whether striking at smaller prey or challenging giants, the jaguar always follows its rule of survival. Act swiftly, strike with precision, and vanish before the river has time to respond. When the rainy season arrives, the Pantanal bursts back to life. Shallow ponds swell into rivers, and fish appear everywhere, an abundant feast for every predator. The jaguar, renowned for its hunting skill in water, now faces a new kind of battleground. It no longer stalks only caimans or pythons, but challenges large fish hidden beneath the murky golden surface. With a swift strike, it seizes its prey. The fish disappears between powerful jaws. But the scent of the catch spreads through the water, drawing unwanted attention. From downstream, a group of giant otters, bold, cooperative, and fiercely united, approaches with sharp cries that pierce the stillness, as if challenging the river's ruler. The jaguar growls softly and moves closer, but the otters show no fear. Together they counter with a coordinated defense, driving the big cat back with determination. The smaller creatures claim victory, not through strength, but through unity. In another scene, the jaguar attempts to strike on land, yet the result remains the same. Overwhelmed by the otter's relentless defense, it retreats quickly, splashing water in its wake. On the river's surface, the otters continue their lively hunt, their voices echoing across the flooded plain. The ruler of the dry forest now yields to the spirited residents of the river. But one question lingers. Will the jaguar return one day to reclaim what it lost, or will it choose peace in this perilous world of water? The capybara is the largest rodent in the world, weighing up to 150 pounds. They live in herds near the water's edge, relying on sound and group instinct to sense danger. Each afternoon, as the sunlight tilts over the Pantanal, the herd gathers by the riverbank to graze, enjoying a few peaceful minutes amid the rhythm of the wild. From a distance, a jaguar hides within the tall grass, its body low, golden eyes locked on the herd's movements. It doesn't rush. Instead, it studies and waits. One young capybara strays from the group, resting near the water's edge to soak in the warmth. The wind shifts, carrying away the jaguar's scent, and the perfect moment arrives. Step by step, it moves closer, its rhythm blending with the gentle splash of the river. When only a few yards remain, a sudden, powerful leap breaks the stillness. The capybara reacts on instinct, racing toward the water, but the jaguar is faster, cutting the angle with precision to intercept its path. The chase ends quickly. The jaguar pulls its catch into the thicket, where sunlight cannot reach. Amid the trembling grass, the spotted shadow disappears, and the pantanal falls silent once more. During the harsh, dry season, the pantanal lies exposed beneath the blazing sun. A herd of peckeries, South America's wild pigs, strong, bold, and full-grown, moves through the forest, snorting and stamping their feet in warning. Unlike many timid prey animals, peckeries are organized and ready to fight back. They have even forced larger predators to retreat. When a jaguar crosses their path, it is no exception. A hiss cuts through the still air, bristles rise, and sharp tusks glint in the sunlight. A fierce standoff erupts, a contest of endurance and courage. In this clash between two of the toughest survivors of the dry forest, who can truly claim victory. Whatever the outcome, the pantanal will once again return to the quiet rhythm of nature, a place where strength and bravery are tested to their very limits. In the world of the jaguar, territory is the source of power. Each male rules a vast domain, sometimes stretching over 25 square miles, with boundaries marked by scent and claw marks on tree trunks. They patrol these areas regularly, leaving traces along riverbanks and forest paths, invisible lines that others instinctively know not to cross. At the edges, territories may overlap slightly, where males and females meet during the breeding season. But when food becomes scarce, or a young male seeks to expand its range, conflict is inevitable. Two mature males meet near a bend in the river, a borderland yet unclaimed. Neither wants to retreat, yet both understand that one mistake could mean serious injury. After several tense minutes, the smaller male chooses to withdraw, disappearing quietly into the foliage. In the pantanal, victory isn't always measured by strength, but by knowing one's limits. The jaguar survives at the top of the food chain because it knows when to fight and when to conserve its power. The caiman, a close relative of the crocodile, reigns over the freshwater realms of South America. With a body stretching nearly 8 feet, thick skin, powerful jaws, and raised eyes designed to watch above the water's surface, It seems almost invincible. Yet that very confidence sometimes becomes its blind spot, the moment a jaguar finds its chance. Perched on a low branch extending over the riverbank, a jaguar weighing about 200 pounds hides within the foliage. Sunlight filters through the leaves, glimmering across its golden brown coat. When it spots the caiman basking below, it holds its breath, muscles tightening, measuring distance, gauging the wind, and waiting for the perfect moment. Then comes the leap, a single, fluid motion executed with complete control. As it hits the water, gravity and momentum unite, releasing a burst of energy that turns the descent into precision. Both disappear beneath the swirling current. The jaguar doesn't need to see, it feels. Tiny ripples around its body reveal the caiman's position. Each shift of weight is calculated, as if the predator could sense with its skin alone. The struggle unfolds in silence, broken only by the water's churn. The jaguar focuses on the most vulnerable area, the head, where the caiman is easiest to overpower. Its ability to move underwater is astonishing. A jaguar can hold its breath for over a minute, swimming entirely beneath the surface and detecting its prey through subtle pressure changes. When its breathing rhythm aligns with the river's flow, the jaguar becomes one with the current, and triumph follows. In another encounter, the hunt begins on land. A jaguar spots a caiman sunbathing on a sandy bank. With the wind in its favor, it moves quietly, circling from behind, the reptile's blind zone. Step by step, it crosses the shallow pool, approaching the midstream sandbar. When the caiman tilts its head slightly, the lunge happens in less than a second. The jaguar secures its grip around the head. Silence falls, as if the entire forest holds its breath in rhythm with the heart of the hunter. In the Pantanal, every leap and every splash is a lesson in patience and control, and victory always belongs to the one who listens to the rhythm of the river. Amid the wilderness of North America, the grizzly bear stands as a symbol of strength and endurance. Every step it takes tells a story of survival. Its journey is not only about the hunt, but also about an astonishing ability to adapt to the environment. With each season and every landscape, the grizzly reveals a new side of life in the harsh wild. What secrets of existence will this giant beast unveil? Let's begin. When spring arrives and melting ice swells the rivers, salmon begin their upstream journey. Opening the busiest season of the year, this food source is vital for the bear's strength through the long months ahead. Instinct guides the grizzly to the best positions, often at waterfalls or shallow stretches where chances are higher. As salmon leap from the water, a single swift swipe or a quick snap is enough to secure a catch. Sometimes the bear follows the current, seizing the bright red salmon as if enchanted by their movement. Here, mother bears also teach their cubs to sharpen instincts in a less perilous setting. Salmon provide rich protein and fat, helping the bear store energy for winter. This is more than a hunt. It is the grizzly's busiest season, closely tied to nature's eternal rhythm. In the open forests stretching along the Rocky Mountains, when the grizzly grows weary of berries, its focus shifts to deer, prey that offers a rich feast. The bear knows it cannot outrun a full-grown deer over distance, so it relies on surprise and terrain. Steep slopes, dense thickets, and fallen logs become its allies. And once the prey stumbles, the odds of success rise sharply. This is more than a hunt. It is a survival lesson passed on to the cub. Patience, strategy, and keen observation are skills the young bear learns from its mother. And through this journey, nature reminds us that true strength lies not only in muscle, but in wisdom and adaptability. Along the cold lakes of North America, the grizzly sometimes faces a challenge even greater than the bison, the towering moose. With massive antlers, a towering frame, and powerful kicks from its front legs, the moose is a formidable opponent. Yet when hunger grows unbearable, the grizzly still dares to take its chance. Once again, it tries to drive the prey to the water's edge, a tactic it often trusts. But not this time. The moose's fierce will to live saves it from the bear's pursuit. Defeated, the grizzly continues its relentless journey. Later, the prey stands in a less favorable spot, where those long legs lose their advantage. This is when the grizzly shows its skill. In the end, endurance and persistence carry it to success. Across the vast prairies, where herds of bison weighing hundreds of pounds roam for food, the grizzly sometimes dares to test its luck. This is a formidable opponent, towering in both size and strength, making every approach a dangerous gamble. The grizzly knows it cannot win in a direct clash, so it uses strategy, driving the prey toward the river, where its swimming ability gives it the upper hand. In the end, patience once again becomes its greatest weapon, yielding a valuable reserve of energy. With bison calves, the grizzly's chances of success rise sharply. By avoiding the fierce protection of the mother and waiting for a moment of distraction, the bear can turn effort into reward, a true testament to its boldness, intelligence, and remarkable adaptability in the struggle for survival. Power, strategy, and instinct paint the portrait of a ruler across the frozen plains. Each encounter ends only to unveil a greater challenge. The struggle never truly stops. If this journey pulled you into the heartbeat of the wild, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell to catch the next episode. Share your most unforgettable moment in the comments. Your highlight might be featured in our weekly recap.